Hi everyone, it's Karen here for Artist Live, and I'm going to be creating this bird of paradise altered art using the art relics and artifacts from Prima. Here's the bird. Here's the front of the bird. She's kind of looking at you. See? There's the bird, and here's the top of the bird. There's its beautiful tail. I did put these wires to kind of so you can hang it. I'm going to have it hanging, so if you can see it hangs. Okay, so that's basically how it's going to be. I'm going to put it aside. I'm going to show you how I did this, okay? So, oh, I forgot to put my sleeves on. Hold on. So these are my sleeves. Hold on, I'm going to put my half sleeves. All right, so, sorry. Okay, so here we are. The first thing I did is I glued two of these hearts together. I did do this ahead of time. I was gonna glue the wings too, but I decided against it because that's not how I had done it originally. But the hearts took a long time to dry, and I used the hard heavy body gel from Prima just so it sticks well, and this cannot come apart, okay, as hard as you can do. These are, and I'll tell you, one of them is from this one, which is the Chivalry. I don't know how to say this word. I don't know how to say it, but that's the one. And it comes with this wings. These are the wings we're going to be using. So I'm going to take them out. And the other heart, I mean, I could have used the same one here, but I did actually use it from this one, which is Rising Spirit. I've used already the wings from here, so I had the heart and other things, and I just used the leftover heart. The other thing I used these archival cast chandelier pendants, number 2. These are really nice as well. I used 2 of them for the other bird, and I'm going to use the other 2 for this bird. Comes in a set of 4, which is perfect for what I needed. Let me move this. These are from the newer collections, and they were perfect to hang at the tail, on the tail. All right. So now that we have this, I'm going to move this paper. I just wanted you to have the nice background here. So here we have the heart and the other thing. The first thing I did with the heart is that I had to kind of make it look like a bird. Right now, it just looks like a heart. So I needed to create some kind of, I don't know, like head and beak out of it. And I was trying to figure out how I would do this. I thought chipboard. I thought many different things. I kept on playing with it, and finally I figured out how to do it. So what I did is I grabbed tissue paper. I used plain tissue paper. I love using simple things like this. And I took some gel, this time the soft gel, and just played with it until I created what I liked. So I'm going to show you how I did this first, okay? Okay, so what I did is that I put some, I didn't know how much I would need, right? So it's hard to kind of gauge it, but you want to put some tissue on the actual paper, so then it kind of sticks to the paper, and you kind of play around with it until you get the form that you like. And this takes a little bit long, a few pieces of tissue paper before you get it right. And it might not be the same exact bird. I can recreate the exact same bird, but I will try. So let's see if I can add this piece and I'll put some. Can you guys see, or is it out of focus? No, it's good. Okay. For those of you, thank you so much for joining while I'm talking. I just want to clarify for the people that watch this after the recording, to watch the recording, and get frustrated sometimes the fact that I'm talking too much or that it's not in fast motion. This is a recording of a live show that we have every Monday, and you're always welcome to join us. I do appreciate everybody's comments, but if you do have some negative comments to say, which sometimes people do, please keep it to yourself. No need to put anybody down just for the sake of that. Okay, so I'm kind of creating the body around it. Hold on. And you want to make sure that it has enough glue that it sticks. And the nice thing about it is that the tissue creates these creases that kind of look like real feathers. So it looks nice that way. Let's see. I'm kind of building the bird. I think the first time I actually did it in one swoop. I think this time I'm kind of more nervous that I won't be able to recreate it exactly the same. So I'm kind of playing a little bit longer with it, but that's okay. And you do want to have it on both sides. Okay, there we go. I think we'll be able to create this now. Okay, you need to have the glue really well put there. Like you have to put it on all angles so then the bird will stick, otherwise it will not. And obviously don't forget that this is a 3D form, 3D shape, so you need. And the nice thing about the tissue paper, it smooths out really nicely, so you can kind of gather the bird is forming. And I will get some, I'll dry it up a little bit. I think this one will be a little bit different, but nevertheless I think it needs another. Let's see, does this look like a bird to you? Yeah, I guess it does. Just need a little bit more. Maybe I'll put one last layer here, and that is to kind of recreate the head. Let's see how it turns out. The nice thing about it is that you never know how it's going to turn out until you do. Oh, my hands are getting sticky. You know you've put enough. You know you've put enough. Oh, there we go. That's better. Just a little bit more. I'm missing something. Yeah, and you could like use any type of tissue paper. You could use like script. You can stamp on the tissue paper if you want some kind of like texture on it. That would have been cool to do. This one I think is going to have a longer beak. What do you guys think? Yeah, so you play around, as I said, and it becomes a bird, kind of, yeah. And it's almost like silly putty in your hands when it's wet. When the tissue paper is wet, it feels like silly putty, or not putty, like almost like you can shape it in any way you want. No, it almost looks like a toucan to me, maybe, kind of. All right, so there is the bird, and let me clean this up a little bit, and I'm going to apply a little bit of heat to it. So you need to dry it well. The last thing you need is a piece of tissue paper kind of falling out when it gets stuck to something or to the paint. You see what it's doing now. burning my hands. I need to hold it this way. So, continuing on. Okay, I'm trying to stand it. It's not working. Hold on. I'm gonna get something to hold it. One sec. It's annoying, but I want to just kind of hold it somehow. So I don't have to, so I can use my hands. Oh, I can use my hands for something else. Okay. Yeah, exactly. It looks like a toucan, I think, this time. But I'm going to make the same colors. I'm not changing colors because I love the blue and green. I'm going to be hanging both birds in my room here. Kind of hanging off the curtain rod that I have. So one on each side. I need to clean my hands. Yeah, that's what I thought, like it looked like a toucan. Okay. Oops. Just want to, okay, it's kind of almost dry. But you see the beak is loose because you have to be very careful with it until it actually fully dries. Or if I had some kind of like holding mechanism, I guess, like that. My hands are sticky, so I'm going to just for a second clean them so I could start the next part. Okay. So we'll leave the gel for a little bit, and I want to show you what I used to paint the bird. And I'm kind of going to paint it all the same one as the other one. Hold on. Alrighty. So I'm gonna get one of these sheets for painting, just because I don't want to. It's easier to clean up after. Okay. And let's get something to hold this here. Alrighty, now we're good. Can you guys see? Okay, perfect. So what I did is I found these paints. I went to my local art store, and I wanted to get some colors like these. I love these type of shades, which is like an aqua turquoise and this like lime green. I also found it this one that I added a little, it looks orange there, but it's actually pink. It's actually like a fluorescent pink. And I also found this other brand, which is the Amsterdam brand. But the reason why I chose Pebeo, or Pebeo, I don't know how to say that name, is because these ones were actually shimmery, and I really like that. So I used it to paint them. Before that, I want to just give a light coat of clear gesso to everything, just so the coats that it goes on better. And okay, so I'm just going to give a light coat. I think I didn't put this on the actual like list, but you guys don't need the clear gesso. You know what it is, right? So it's not a big deal. And you do want the sides out the back too, because this shape is the bird is 3D. It did need I had to paint all sides of everything, so that was the thing. So I'm just giving it a light coat. Nothing, by the time I get to the other one, it doesn't really matter if it's fully dry or not. My hands are all dirty. Hold on. Okay, I just wanted to have kind of light gesso on all the pieces. And I think my paintbrush was a little bit dirty from before, so you can see a little bit of blue. Not that it matters, but okay. And then to my birdie, then it will become less sticky. Okay, so I use the I find the gesso helps to get the stickiness out, especially out of when you're using the gloss one. The matte is easier, but with the gloss one, I find it helps when you use the gesso right after. Okay, so there we go. Now it's not as sticky, and I'm gonna let this dry. 1 minute, and it'll clean my hands too. So hi everyone that just joined us. Sorry, I'm not gonna name you each by name, just because it's just easier to just say hi to everyone. Plus people get annoyed when I start naming everyone, especially when they're looking at it after. I've had some not so nice comments. Not that I need to worry about them, but you know, I wanted to keep it professional. So okay, so there is that. Yeah, and I'm gonna start with the blue. It's not a blue, it's called, I'll give you the names, hold on, once I see where they are. This is blue-green, I'm guessing. It's all in other. It doesn't have it in English, I don't know why. It has it in French, even in Spanish, in German. Oh, iridescent blue-green, that's why, okay, it's backwards. Iridescent blue-green, that's what it's called. Okay, and I'm going to start with this because it's my favorite. And basically I'm just giving the cast, basically the different shapes and giving them color. See, so yeah, I don't think you can see, but it does have a kind of an iridescent tint to it. And this is like the, I guess, the boring part of me just painting these. Well, I hope it doesn't take longer. I'm like thinking to myself, what I got myself into. I thought it wouldn't take that long. Hopefully I will finish on time. If not, you guys will have to bear with me a few more. And I might have to give this one a second coat. Somehow it's not catching it. This one is doing it better. Okay, so there we go. You see how the wings, nice. And of course I want to add so many different things to it that the blue is just going to be part of the background. Okay. Okay, I need some more. I have lots on my hands somehow. And I need to let it dry. I'm not being careful enough. I'm not letting things dry in between. I think Luciana's asking about the nicknames. Yeah, I think once you're here enough, you will learn everybody's names. That's usually the case with everything. Now you have to be careful when you're painting these the birds with the tissue, just because it's still fragile. Okay. Am I out of frame? Sorry. I'm trying to stay in frame and at the same time paint the bird. Oops, I need some more. The beak is still loose. I think I'm gonna have to put some gel underneath it, I think. Yeah. Hold on. I'm gonna have to go in there and put, maybe I'll put some, you know what I'll do? I'll put some of the heavy gel. I think it will help better. So I'm going to put a little bit of heavy gel, and I'll show you. If somebody asks if the paint is expensive, it's not so bad. I mean, it's the same as the regular. You see how what happened to the beak is kind of coming off. So the paint is not so bad, I guess. I mean, can't remember because like obviously I pay Canadian dollars, which is different. I guess for Americans it would be cheap. The paint would be cheap. It would be considered cheap. I think I paid, oh, I don't know. I would have to get back to you. I am not sure. But I am sure Blix sells it, so you can probably check how much it would be. It's you have to find it in like an art store. It's the same brand as some of the, like Pebeo is a very well-known brand. They do those like many different types of materials. So in that case, like you would have, I just cannot quote you how much they are right now. Okay. So now that I have this, I think it will hold better. I'm going to just paint the back because all parts of the bird are show when I'm just giving it a light coat. And same with this one. Oh, this one I already did. Okay. Now I'm going to add some green. I bought these a while ago. That's the only reason why I can't remember how much I paid. I bet you have the receipt here somewhere. Okay, so we're just mixing the green in, and just lightly you want to kind of mix the blue with the green to give it that mix of colors. You don't have to do it everywhere, and just in some areas, or you can just cover the whole thing. I kept on playing with it. I really played a lot with the bird. I kept on playing where I wanted to put certain colors, and I continued playing even after I assembled the whole bird. It was even easier, so I just because I also added gold and different colors. So I'm not waiting for it to dry. You see the color looks really nice. I don't wait for them to dry. I just continue on. At one point I will dry it, but right now it doesn't need to be because I can just continue on. Because the more paint I put, right, eventually it covers everything. So, and I'm going to add other things as well. So it's just nice to play with these. Oh good, and now you see the beak is holding better now that I added that. Or maybe I'm just pretending that it's holding better. But it will eventually, once it dries, it will be better. So I'm just being careful. Trying to see if any maybe if Pebeo is a French company. I am not actually sure. I think it's American actually. Well, I know they sell it a lot. They're usually at CHA. They're usually there. You could be right, Erika. I'm just not familiar. They sell those ones that look like glass. They call the and the moon. I don't know. My glass and moon. This doesn't tell you anything, but it's this thing that you can make like specialty acrylic, like almost like glaze. So that's what they sell from what I remember. Oh, I forgot to paint the back of these. And the back of this one as well. I mean, you can use any shimmery paint if you can find shimmery paint. I just like these colors because usually shimmery paint comes in like gold or silver, but I like that it came in these type of colors, which is two of my favorite colors. So that's what I like about this. Okay, trying to make it not stick. Hold on, need more. Oh, okay, so there you go. So it is from France. They do have a US based company too. I think they have like a place where okay. So the next thing is to add, so I did add, I don't know if I want to do it this time, I did add a little bit of this, like some highlights. It's just to make it a little bit more tropical, and I can do a little bit, so we could do a little bit of it, just to add a little bit of pink here and there, but it's not like predominant. I think I basically just added it on the wings. Oops. Okay, so the next color I added was gold, and this time I used the Gold Rush from Art Alchemy from Prima, from Finnabair. And this, I find gold you can add to anything. It really makes it the best, makes it special, makes it like stand out. And that's how I like about the gold. It makes it all be better. Every time I add gold to something, I find that it kind of shines. It kind of becomes so much better. I don't know how to explain it. It's just okay. I might have to go back and really fix the backs. Right now I'm concentrating more in the fronts. The gold mixed with the turquoise makes it so nice. I will show you a close-up of this one actually that I just did. Oops. You see, it just kind of looks, it's hard to tell. Sorry about that. Let me move this aside so maybe there will be more light in there. So yeah, so just mixing colors, seeing what you like. I mean, I'm sure you could make this any color you want. The bread would be nice in any color. But even with that, I always recommend you adding the gold. I think it makes it special. So you could like do like pink or purple if you want to go, or yellow. A yellow and orange bird would be amazing to look at. I just wanted to go stick with the same colors as I did before because I wanted to match the birds. And that looks really dark. It doesn't look correct. Let me see if I can add some more light here so you guys can see. Okay, there we go. You see how it shines? There, I just added some more light to this. So, I mean, I'm basically just playing. And another thing that I did is I used leaves. I used leaves from this collection. This was oh gosh, I don't remember. Royal Menagerie, Prima's Royal Menagerie collection. These leaves came and they're matched perfectly. So I thought, what better thing than to add these. Oops, that's not what I wanted. So if you see these leaves, they're just perfectly matched, you see. So I thought I had to do it. So let me see how many I used before. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I think I used. Okay, so I think I have enough. And what all I did is I did this after, but I just added a little bit of gold to each one too. Okay. And another thing that I did is I also added some glitter. I think while it was wet. So let me do that while I am wet still. Okay, so I'm going to move this aside for a second. And just gonna use some of this, and I'm gonna sprinkle some glitter on some things. So I used one second, this glitter set Luminous, and I got the gold glitter out of it. Okay, and while the leaves were still wet, and let's just put a little bit of gold, and just, how pretty is that? Okay, there we go. The next one. Perfect. And now same thing with these. And let me put a little bit more gold so I don't feel like there's enough. Oops. And I'm kind of patting it in different areas so the glitter kind of sticks. And I don't want it everywhere, I just want it on a little bit of it in some of the areas to just make it shine. There we go. Now with the wings, same idea. I think they're still wet, so I can still do this. And there we go. This one caught a lot more of it, so there you can see. And go and put it back. The other one, I'm like, my hands are so filthy, it's not even funny. Okay, there's the other one. Putting it back. And, oh, let me put the one here so it holds. And I'm just going to add a little bit to this one just because, oops, that's too much. Okay. And this way I can put the glitter back in this place. Okay, there we go. And the last, just finish the other leaves. So the same thing. I keep on. Yeah. There's that. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. So I'm doing it only in the edges, as you can see, just to add a hint of glitter. You don't want to overpower the glitter. If the glitter is overpowering, then it won't look as nice. There we go. Perfect. And now a little bit on the bird. What do we think? I think the bird is gonna get overpowered with glitter if I put too much. So I'm trying to kind of sprinkle it in different areas. Oh, this one doesn't have. Hold on. Just a little bit. I mean, I'm going to be putting the wings here, so it doesn't really matter. Okay, hold on. I need to wash this and wash my hands. Yeah, we all need twinkle in our life. That's true. Okay. Sorry, I just need to clean my hands a little bit because I can't work anymore. They're filthy, as you can see. Okay, let me just open this and make sure I put the glitter back. So it doesn't, don't want it to spill everywhere. Ah! Of course I missed. Of course I missed. What do you know? Always happens. I need something to scoop it with. Seriously. What are the chances that I missed the whole flask? Ay, ay, ay. Sometimes I wonder. Let's see if I can get it this time in. Oh, goodness gracious. I don't know what's going on here. Maybe if I fold it in half, it will be easier. I can aim it better. Oh well, I lost some glitter. What can I do? Well, let me just wipe this. No glitter has ever harmed anybody. Just you find it later everywhere. on your face and every place. Okay, we're going back to this. So now, oh yeah, the other thing I did is I added some gemstones, and let me just see which ones I brought. Okay, no. So I'm gonna put clear ones this time because I don't have any other color. These are Satin crystals, clear gemstones. I think they will look really nice when you put them on. And added them in some places, some on the wings and some of this. And you have to glue them with something strong, otherwise they will not hold. So I'm gonna use the heavy gesso. Although they have a sticky thing to them, it's not easy to, they come off. So it's not, you must, especially when you're using mixed media. So you do want to have them well put on. So I use the smallest ones for the eyes. Okay, and I made 2 little eyes. I'm not sure. Do I like the clear one, or should I go get the blue ones? Let's see. What do you guys think? Nice? Or it looks too clear? Let's see. I might bring the other color. 1 second. Oh, yes, I have green ones. I think they'll be cuter, right? These green ones? I think they'll look nicer than the see-through ones. Let's put the green ones on. Yeah, I like that better. Okay, so we'll switch to green. And the other side. Put this one back and get the green one. Where's the mini one? This one. Yeah, I don't want the eyes to kind of stick out. That's why I'm not putting darker eyes. I want them to be just subtle. Otherwise, it's kind of a scary bear bird. So as you can see, oh, you can't see. It's similar to the other one. I think it's a little bit, once I put some gold around it, you will see this better. Okay, and then I'm gonna put some green ones. Let's see, let's bring this back. It's fun to play around with these. So I'm gonna put this big one on the chandelier. Okay, good. And this other big one on the other chandelier, but not covering the flower. I don't want to cover the flower. Okay, there we go. And some smaller ones on the wings. Okay. Somebody liked the content. Everybody likes something else. I know. I will put contrast behind it so the eye will stick out more. I'm just waiting for it to dry a little bit. Somebody likes it when, let's see, I need more here. And just trying to add some glitter to this. And I think I'm going to add this last one on this over here. Okay, so that's good. So I added some more glitter. I also I think I added some, like, how do you call this, micro beads also, but I don't think it needs it this time around. I just want to dry this bird a little bit, the head, so I could add some more color to it. Don't want to burn anything here. Okay. Okay, so now I can add a little bit more of the gold for to kind of give it a contrast. First I want to add the gold on the beak, which I did on the other one. This beak is much bigger than the other one, so it looks more like a toucan, but still nice. Have to be careful, the beak is still moving. Sorry, I'm just trying to be careful so I'm not talking. So I think the beak, I think it kind of helps when the beak is kind of, now you can see the little eye there kind of sticking out a little bit. And I need a little bit more gold here on then the other side. And you can continue playing. I mean, kind of playing is endless. Alrighty. Okay, so there we go. Let me just dry it again. And then I'm going to show you how I assembled it. Oh, I forgot, sorry, the head. Forgot to add something to the head. I'll show you guys what I did. Alright, so now that you have the head, let me just put him down for a second. Oh, I just ruined it. You see, it sticks, it's still sticky. Okay, I'm gonna carefully put him down. I'm gonna place maybe there. And what I did, I had these little things from Christmas, and I cut two of these balls out and I stuck them in the head. Hold on, my scissors. So I need two. Oopsie. There's one, and I need another one with a stick. Okay, there's two. So I had to make a hole first. I grabbed one of my pokey sticks thing and carefully poke the head. Okay, so now let's see, where am I going to put it? Since it's tissue paper, it pokes really nicely. Okay, you can see poke here, and then grab a little bit of gel medium at the end of the poke of the stick and just stick it in like this, like that. And then grab another one. My hands are still sticky. All right, make a hole maybe higher up in the head carefully. I just don't want to squish his head. And then getting some of this, stick it in the head above. There we are, the two guys, the two little guys. And then grab the gold, because at first I was going to leave it white, but I think they didn't match. So I kind of grabbed the gold and dabbed it a little bit on it. And then added, of course, the glitter. When everything is dry, nothing moves anymore. And I just add in. As you can see, I'm not being careful now anymore with the glitter. I don't care. As it is, I've spilled it so many times, it doesn't make a difference. So you make this glittery also. Even though it was glittered before, you make it glittery even here. Okay, there we go. And there's the head. Yay. Can you guys see it? Trying to zoom in. There we go. Okay, now I want to add a little bit of, I keep on saying I want to add, because this is what happens. I keep on wanting to add things. So let me add a little bit of blue here. I feel like it needs a little bit of blue. And you want to obviously to blend with the gold as much as possible. So you bring it down. And I want to blue on the other side too. I just feel like his head. You guys, whenever you see animals, I always think it's a male, but my daughter always thinks it's a female. So his head. Oops. Okay. Okay, there we go. Okay, so there is the bird waiting there. Now we're going to assemble the tail. Okay. And to assemble the tail, I basically just grab these. And you see they're in the back, they're not painted fully yet. I will paint them after. Just have to like paint. And I turn this. Hold on. So the nice thing is they have these hanging things. So all you have to do is just fit it through, which right now it's not fitting through, but it did before. Hold on. I might have to cut it. It's not fitting in. Let me try this side. Is this hole bigger than usual? Ah, I don't know what happened. Today it's not wanting to go in. Let me try to poke it a little bit more. Oh, there we go. Okay, so what I did is I hung it on top, and I kind of, hands are still sticky, and I kind of twisted it a little bit. I used how do you call this? Some kind of like how do you call this? Twizzler? Not Twizzlers. What are they called? Somebody remind me the name of this. I'm forgetting names now. Pliers. I remembered myself. Thank you. Okay. And then I put the other one. The other one went in much easier. And you can kind of move these around, which is nice. So they can kind of, you can play around with how you want the tail to look. Okay. So see, like the tail is kind of dangling here. And then I just started like adding leaves in different heights, so that would they would have different, like, yeah, so just it would have different heights, and just twisting them. I'm gonna put it down a little bit, twisting. I think the eyes are moving here, so twisting the leaves on different areas. So there is one, and some of them don't even have to be technically attached to the top. They could be just twisted around the, how do you call this, the wire. And I'll do that here. So sorry, it's hard to show what I'm doing, but you can picture it, right? That I'm just twisting around. There we go. There we go. So then I twisted that one. Ah, the bird is coming apart. It's not dry yet. So as you can see here, I'm putting the leaves in different areas. I want one to kind of be close to the, really close to it, so it kind of covers. So this one is going to be as close as possible. And I'm going to pull it as much as I can. It also helps to kind of, the wires kind of help also to get things stuck in place. Okay, so I'm just going around and wiring it around just to make it. And the wires also help with the look, right? Because they can kind of be hanging out like that, and they will be part of the bird. And then you just play around with them after, right? Like just fix them the way you like them. Oops, I keep on placing the bird on her beak and ruining her. Okay, and then I'll show you the wings. The wings is the hardest part, and you have to leave it to dry overnight, that's why I'm leaving it for last minute. Okay, let's see. And I wish my hands were not as sticky as they are. So then I could like, let's see. The last one I think I'm going to kind of attach to this wire over here. And it's going to be a long one. It's kind of going to be the one that is sticking down. After that, I took some, at the end when it was all dry, I'm going to show you what I did. Won't be able to do it this time just because everything is wet. But I will show you. I took some wire at the end, and you see how the wings each have loops right here. So I attached a wire on each loop and one on the tail. There's the loops of the tail, and that's why it's holding onto 3 different parts of the bird, because the bird is pretty heavy. You wouldn't be surprised how heavy it is. Okay, so now let me move everything aside. I want to show you how I did that. This is garbage. Yay. Okay, hold on. So there's the bird, the pretty bird just lying around. Hold on, I'm just cleaning my hands a little bit. It's so sticky, I can't feel my fingers. Okay, now for the final touch, and that is to do the thing. So I needed like, I remember 2 tubs to kind of hold the bird, and something underneath. What did I use? I think it was just, maybe I'll use this. I don't know, we'll see. Let's see what I need to use with it. So there's the bird saying hello, 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 hello. There she is. Or it is a she. Now she's a she. I don't know why. Okay, so we're gonna glue the wings, right? So we need the gel medium. There it is. Put it heftily on it. Make sure you put enough that it will stick. Okay, now I don't know if you notice, the archival casts come differently, come in like this. The 2 wings are different sizes. I don't know why, but they are. So I need something underneath, and I can't remember what I used. Let's see if we can get this one to hold. Oh yes, there we go. There we go. I made a little prompt for it. And now I'm going to use the other one. As you can notice, this one is longer than the other one. I don't know if you noticed that. I always found them unequal, but with anything, nothing is Test should be the same. Okay, and I will go back after, once it's fully dry, I will go back after and actually paint the back a little bit better than this, because I don't like the way it is. Okay, there we go. Yay, can you see her? She is all beautiful. I need something a bit higher. Let's see what I could put. Okay, maybe this. No, like this. I want something to keep this up a little bit so it will stick nicely on. There we go. So you see how the bird is shorter here, the wings are shorter here. So what I did is I grabbed a little bit of gold and hold on, a little bit of gold, and I kind of use the gold to kind of merge the wings together so you don't see where it starts and where it ends. So that's the only thing I did that was different to finish it up. And this one too, this is the longer one. Yeah, I guess I did it in an hour. I was so surprised myself sometimes that I can do that. Just wanna yeah, so you see it's kind of joins everything together. I'll put a little bit of blue in it too, because I think it needs a little bit of blue. So then I don't have it. And just blends it all in nicely. This is a place I can actually get these done too. You see these are backward now. Okay, so these are actually backwards now, so I can actually, can you see them? I can actually get some of the blue painted on here. So I'm just painting these. And yeah, that helps. You see it's upside down. This one is the other way around. And yeah, let's see. Oh, I think the nose of this one got wobbled a little bit. Let me fix it. The bird's nose is a little bit beak, I meant to say, not nose. So there we go, and I think it needs a little bit more gold here, doesn't it? Kind of cover the white. There we go. Now I literally am gonna leave the bird like this until tomorrow or the next day. It takes a long time for the gel to fully dry and to look decent and to not fall off. So you have to kind of let them all dry, and then you can fix the wings, and not the wings, you can fix the tail any way you like. I want to show you how I attached the wires on the other one. When I took a picture of it, the wires don't show. I actually erased them from the pictures, but just to show you how they're attached. So as you can see, oh, there we go. There's 3 wires. One is attached to this wing over here. Oops, I went out of focus. And one is attached to this wing over here. And the last one is attached to the tail. And you can see the tail right there. So, I mean, this is it. I'm trying to make sure that I didn't forget anything. I put the balls, so yeah, so it would have been just a wire. And as you can see, there's only a little bit hints of the pink that I had added. And Oh, thank you, Elaine. So this is my toucan, I guess. It's a different one. Yeah, I guess the beak is much bigger in this one than this one. And I can see that I added some. You know what? I'm going to do this at the end just because I see that I added some in this. I'm going to add some of these copper microbeads. Don't mind me, but last minute I do want to do this while it's still here. All it is just I'm going to dip my little paintbrush in the gel, okay, and then you just dip the paintbrush in the copper and just add the microbeads some places, and that's it. And just it adds that extra texture. So I find it's nice like this because I see I added it to the other one. Okay, here a little bit more, and basically I'm done. Done. Okay, if we add some here to the connection, I wonder if that's a good idea. If I add some of this to the connection, you will not see that it looks like it's part of it. Let me add a little bit more. I think it makes a difference. So I'm adding some to where the two wings connect, and that helps with kind of making the bird all part of one, if you know what I mean. It's hard to see what I'm talking about. I wish I had other. I'm gonna shine the light on it, my cell phone light, so you can actually see where the darkness is, and you can see what I mean. Can you see all the glitter, all the microbeads here? So they're kind of making everything connect, so it doesn't look like there's almost like the wings are apart. Anyways, thank you so much for coming, everyone. I really appreciate it. I really show joining us, and I hope you like the project. Let me just stop the recording and I will just chat. Thank you for coming to Artist Live. See you guys next week. Marta is coming back and she'll have a great show for you guys again. Thank you and see you soon.